Hello, everybody. It's me, JP. You know me. We're old friends by now, right? We go way back. I am coming you from the driver's seat of a rented Nissan vehicle, as I have spent most of the past week in the kind of Arlington area of the world, Arlington, Maryland. Although I was staying in a town called Fairfax in Virginia, and yeah, I've been working in the field. And have I talked about that? I don't know. I think I talked to. Well, I think no, I hadn't. I officially made the announcement with work that I was not a candidate for the management training program. And I think I got into why I was thinking that in the last episode. And so it is now official. I called my boss person on Monday and said, "Hey, this is the thing. This is what's going on." And he was okay. I'm sorry for that. But it didn't take long for the decision to come around to say, "Hey, um, will you travel for us? Will you come up and help out in this area that you've realized and you noticed that is severely understaffed and overwhelmed?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I did that. I also formally applied for this market team lead position, which should involve training of folks and more traveling, uh, which I'll get to more on that in a little bit. And I had an interview, and so there's that. I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about friendship. I'm going to talk about a potential shift in thinking processes about my life. I'm going to hopefully not get into traffic while I'm talking to you, because I do tend to mutter some unsavory words when there's traffic. So yeah, you know what? It's Sunday. I think it's July 18th, 2021. And as of this recording, I'm still depressed, but I'm not dead. Okay, can you hear me okay? I can't hear any of you, so I don't know how good our connection is. So I'm not officially not going to be a manager, or at least a field operations manager with the company that I work for. It's fine. I wasn't sure that it was going to be a thing for me, and I thought, hey, free work vacation, right? Like change up what you're doing. But it was just, I saw nothing but misery in the future. So I called my I had different bosses, right? I called my field manager and said, "Hey, this is the decision." I talked to Andy, and I'm not going to be pursuing the field operations manager, the FOM training and role. And she said, "You know what? You should apply for the MTL, market team lead position." I said, "Well, funny story is I thought that was going to be my job, and blah blah blah. Like, that's what kind of got me into deciding to become full time. Was that the promise from this dude?" And he said, "We'll do that, and then we'll wait a little bit and transition you into this market team lead position." And that never happened. And now my third manager down the road said, "Hey, you should apply for this job," which I didn't even know was a position that was open on our internal or external website, and that I would have to apply for it, which it makes sense I would have to apply for it. But I'd been working on the assumption that it was kind of my job. It was just a matter of formalizing it. So I sent my resume to some lady and I applied, and then like a couple hours later I got a call from the national training manager who said, "Hey, we'd like to," and I got an email. He said, "Hey, I want to have a phone call with you, an interview." And I was, "Oh, hey, okay." Um, so we did that. We did that this past Tuesday, I want to say. Yeah, Tuesday. So yeah, it all came together pretty fast, right? So Monday I got the email. Monday I called him back. Sean is a guy that I'd worked with before. And I said, "Hey, we can talk whenever." And he's like, "Well, you tell me what's good for you." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm like floating in the wind, right? Like, I don't know who am I reporting to tomorrow? I told the guy I was working for in the training program that I'm available to him, but does he need me? Does he want me? Do I have jobs I can do in the field? I don't know." And he said, "Well, you tell me." And I was like, "Oh, God, gosh darn it." Okay, let's do whatever, 11 o'clock tomorrow or whatever. Well, I don't even know. And we had the conversation, and it was a formal interview, and he had set questions, and the whole rigmarole of, "Hey, I may be quiet for a little bit. It's not because I'm not listening. It's because I'm trying to write down everything you say." And he's asking me questions about times when I've been successful at training, times when I've been successful in a stressful situation, times when I have succeeded in the face of all whatever opposition. And basically we talked for an hour, and I pretty much made up every story. And I probably shouldn't put this out there, but I don't think anybody will listen to this before they decide to offer me or not offer me the job. But yeah, I mean, I took, like, I would take a question and I would find a nugget of truth, and then I would just answer it in the way that I thought that they wanted to hear, in a way that I think sounded like me. And do I feel bad about this? No, I don't. Am I a good liar? No, I don't think I am. I think if I have an emotional connection to someone, then yeah, I'm not a very good liar. But in a situation like that, like I don't feel bad. This is like part sociopath, JP. But whatever. I did it, and then it was one of those things, and I talked about this with other interviews I've had, where like the conversation turned to, well, when you're in the position kind of thing, and hey, we want to get you on this 2-hour training conference call thing, and whatever. I mean, things that just sound like, okay, we want to move forward with you, without saying it. But who knows? I'm often wrong at reading situations. So there's that, and then they're like, "Hey, can you go up and travel?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, fine, I'll go up and travel," because I have a hard time saying no, and whatever. And I felt a little bit guilty, a little bit something, that I backed out of the situation, and I wouldn't have felt secure and confident if the first ask of me after I back out of a situation is to say no. So I said yes, and I packed up my things, and I brought the girls home a day early, because I was going to be at work. The only thing that they really missed out on was a day at my house alone. Because the next day Nora was going to be at her office and I would be at work, presumably doing something. So I was like, okay. So we did that. And I traveled. And I worked a lot in various areas, and I was in a lot of traffic, and I came to the decision that, with exceptions, right? All rules have exceptions, but to me, I don't believe in generally in accidents, in that most situations can be avoided by preparation and care and things like that. So like an accident on the highway is not it's not an accident, right? I mean, yes, if a deer drops out of the sky in front of you and you hit it and you swerve and whatever, then okay, there's accident there. But like if a car drifts over and bumps another car and creates a pile up, that's not an accident. That's carelessness or whatever, distraction, whatever. Like a guy who's talking into a microphone while driving down the highway at 75 miles an hour, something like that. And like traffic, I get it. There needs to be slowdowns when things are happening. But when like I come to a stop on a highway, I just, no, that's not okay. It's because people aren't comfortable driving or making good decisions while they're driving, and aren't, like, every lane across should not be stopped, right? If there's a merge, then the merging lane and the merge-y lane maybe should be stopped at times. But like the far right lane, no, don't do that. Whatever. I'm on a kind of a high horse thing here. So I noticed that about me, that I was very frustrated in those situations. And like I thought back to being a young driver, and there's a situation where there was this mall, pretty much the big mall around the area where I was living when I got my license. And there was always traffic on the way. It was like a 3-lane highway that went down to 1 lane, and there was just backups. And like, it was just, okay, that's what it was. And now there's, GPS and Google Maps and estimated arrival times and estimated drive times. And like, there's numbers right in front of you saying, hey, it's now 45 minutes. Oh, now you're going to arrive 8 minutes later. Oh, now you're going to arrive 20 minutes later. Like, there's information that's nagging at me to say, hey, this sucks. And I'm a sucker for it. And I fall right into it, that this is frustrating. And then Google Maps says, hey, we found a faster way. And I go, great, let's go that way. And then, it's also telling dozens of other people on the similar route, hey, I found a faster way. So then the faster way becomes a slower way. And it's just irritating. But so I found that out about myself. And I realized when I get frustrated, my mind just becomes chaos. And like, another thing is I was listening to music a little bit more because I don't have enough podcasts to handle 4 hours a day travel between stores and traffic and things. And like, I wanted to listen to more angry music when I was in traffic. Like, listening to Billy Joel just didn't hit the same when I was, when my map is a red line as far as the eye can see, saying, hey, traffic, stop, whatever. So yeah, I don't think that's unique to me, but I'm learning things. And yeah, I'm sharing what I learn. I don't know. So there's that. And then there was more stuff with work. Like a national trainer called me and was telling me about work for next week in out of market back in Virginia. And I'm like, what? Huh? What? Like, two things were confusing about that. One was, okay, is someone going to tell me about this besides you giving me a heads up on stores? And also, why, if I'm not like a market team lead who is in the part training division and part field ops position, then why is the regional or merchant or national trainer calling me? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So I need more information. So there's that, and blah blah blah. So so there's that, and I'm feeling like I'm doing what I feel comfortable and feel that I can be successful at this juncture for work in the field. And it's not ideal, and it's a lot of driving sometimes, but it's it's a better situation than what I maybe was headed for. Um, so there's that. And this is where I should take notes and write out a game plan for the episode, because I've forgotten already the things that I said I was going to talk about. Oh, friendships, right. So yeah, I mean, I've been fortunate to make friends along the way through this podcast, and I have a new friend, Lauren, who we chat a lot, we text, and it's I mean, the situation, the reason for the podcast is what brought our lives together, right? So it's not ideal kind of things, right? It's not like we met at the park when our kids were playing on the jungle gyms and we just struck up a conversation, right? It's, hey, I've got issues, you've got issues, let's talk about our issues or whatever. But the thing about this is she like challenges me and challenges my set ways of thinking. And anyway, so I'm not going to get into the details so much, but what I came to realize this past week is that maybe I need to have a thought switch. And I announced this on TikTok, and here I am announcing it here, is that I'm going to try to kind of judge my days based on the good things that have happened, which is difficult for me, right? Because as was pointed out, is that good things do happen. But what I realized was that, yeah, but I've just been decades in the making that life is terrible. Life sucks. And life is not enjoyable. So when it comes time to recap the day, the week, whatever, it's that Eeyore dark cloud just kind of clouds everything. And what is there is vague memories of good things that had happened, but it's me, it's my life. Were they really that good? Can I trust that they were good? I don't know. So like Eeyore is my best thought. And I struggle. I'm like self-stigmatizing here because like, am I, given that there's this dark cloud, right? Is it self-imposed? Is it, I mean, is it as simple as, decide to be happy, decide to give more power to the happy events, and I like somehow somewhere I choose not to? Or is it this chemical neuropathway issue that I need to overcome? I don't know. I think my natural state is that, well, this all sucks. So yeah, I mean, so I'm going to work on that. I've got a new app on my phone that is like a daily kind of mood check-in, like how was the day kind of thing. And I'm going to try to remember, like at the end of the day, the good things that happened. And I mean, I'm not going to ignore the bad things, right? I mean, if like work at a store goes completely wrong and I'm terribly frustrated, like I'm going to remember that, but I'm going to try to balance that with whatever, unexpectedly got a phone call from a friend, or I am, what's another good thing that happens to people? um, Whatever. I got to eat pizza, or the boy mowed the lawn for me unexpectedly, or something. So I'm going to try. I'm going to try to do that, and I'm not sure what it's going to look like, but there's a notification that I get on my phone every evening to do this, and I'm hoping I stick with it. I'm going to try. And maybe, little bits in the back of my head are like, maybe I can get to a point where I can like acknowledge, like, in the moment something good happened. But that gets difficult, right? Because as Eeyore, oh bother, is I've talked about, like, when there's a situation where I, in theory, should feel good about it, and I take a second to say, hey, is this a good feeling? Like, it evaporates. And I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if that's, automatic regulation that says, no, you jackass, it's you. It couldn't have been a good thing. Good things don't happen to you. And I just, oh, well, you're right. Voice in my head, you're right. I don't know, but I'm trying. I'm going to try. And, yeah, we'll see how that goes. It's a mood, a thought switch, a paradigm. I don't know if it's a paradigm change, but it's something. It's a conscious effort to find the good, and hopefully in finding the good, I can start to acknowledge the good, and then remember the good. And maybe one day I wake up and I say, hey, today's going to be a good day because I have a track record. I can prove that good days happen. That's the idea. So there's that, right? So there was one more thing I wanted to talk about. I said I was going to talk about, but I can't think of it now. So yeah. So we'll see how it goes. I'm hopeful, right? So that's good. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I'll end it there. I'm saying so a lot, and I don't know a lot, and that tends to mean that I'm run out of things to say that I feel would be interesting. So, yeah, let me know what you're doing, how you're doing, how you found the show, what you think of this new paradigm shift. Is anybody on board with me? Can we start like a support group? Can we have like a what is that? A Slack channel? Can we all get on Slack, or can we have a WhatsApp group where we talk about the good things that have happened in our day and just randomly share them and like enjoy them together? I don't know. That's cool, right? But that means giving up your information to other people. I don't know. I don't know if there's a way I can do this. So why aren't we? If we were in the days of Yahoo chat rooms, I could make a Yahoo chat of like Jamulki good things, and people could join with any username they want and not give away their identity. What's the current day thing like that? I don't know. So yeah, Jamulki all over the internet. At Jamulki on Twitter and Instagram, at gmail.com, .info on the web, 248-648-1419. Send me a text. WhatsApp +1 248-648-1419. Let me know. Just let me know. And yeah, so thanks for listening. I hope everyone is doing well and they are enjoying the midst of their summer and or winter. And, maybe you got a little grin out of this podcast. I don't know. I try to be funny sometimes. Okay, I'm just babbling. So, thanks everybody. Be safe and be well.